Alrighty, thank you everybody for joining us. We have Paul and Reed here. We will start here. Again, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the hand raise function. We will start with Nico Moreno. Nico, you go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you. Obviously, a adverse result today. I wanted to just hear from both you guys of what didn't quite work. It seemed like you guys had control of the game for the majority of it. But what didn't quite work in terms of getting you guys maybe better and more concrete options in front of goal?
I think we had a lot of half chances where we had the ball out wide. When it's a cross that gets cleared, or we don't end up with a clear-cut chance on goal. And I think that's something we've been doing really well in the last few games, but I think we just weren't able to get as many clear looks on goal as we have in the past. I think that kept them in the game throughout the periods that we were doing well, and then eventually when they got a moment, then they were able to sit back and just absorb everything at the end.
Yeah, I'd say, tough place to play. Credit to them, they have a very clear identity, and they played to that. They played to their strengths tonight. Thought we, especially at the first half, controlled a lot of the possession. I don't think we got numbers behind the line as much as we would have liked, and in the right spots at times. And kind of in those critical final third moments, we didn't have that one extra bit of quality to get the first goal. Like Reed said, created some half chances, and then on the goal, I'll be the first to put my hand up. I've got to get tighter to Pereira there on his left foot and make it harder for him, and we've got to step the line quicker. But, credit to him for making a play there. I think that was their only really clear chance of the game, and they put it away. But yeah, I think we had really good stretches of the game. Credit to the subs who came on and, created some opportunities at the end there. St. Clair made some good saves, but yeah, tough one.
Jeremiah O'Shan, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess this maybe is more for Paul. You guys have been playing pretty well, 10 games unbeaten. It almost seemed like you guys could put anyone on the field and still get a result. You rotated a little bit in this one. Does this do anything to diminish the confidence in the group, or is this, or how do you move forward?
Yeah, I think I don't think our confidence drops after this. I think it's a good reminder for us. That's a good team. They're third in the league, and we're bummed to drop. That's a 6-point swing tonight. We just spoke in the locker room about putting this game behind us as quickly as we can. I think in each play is the most important when you're in it, and then when it's behind you, it's behind you. And now the focus is on Puebla. But I think we're still rolling, and Leagues Cup's obviously going to be a huge game, chance of winning a trophy. But yeah, just going back to game by game and sticking to what we know. I think it's still working. We had great stretches of the game with possession and whatnot, and we played our style tonight, but sometimes that's what happens.
Jada Evans.
Thanks. Reed, with you guys just kind of going against their defense and that line, you guys were trying to weave in there and get some opportunities. Can you talk a little bit about, about the challenges of facing that defensive line?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of their identity is they have a very solid back line of five. And we talked about still getting runs in behind, and there were times we were looking for it, but I don't think we were quite able to capitalize on that as much as like last game against the Galaxy, we were just really able to get people in behind time after time, and so I think their line did a good job. There's some service moments that they defended well, but I think in moments like that when you're playing against the back line of five is you need to be really diligent about finding ways to pull people out and exploit the space you create. And I think we might not have, we weren't really able to pull people out and attack the space as much as we have in the past other games, which is some credit to them, but also like moments that we can create overloads and try to force our way through no matter who we're playing against.
And then this could be for either of y'all, but this was, like you, Paul, were saying, like it was a important game. You guys could have matched them on points and standings, getting this close to the end of the season. Could you feel that from them too, that it was important to get this? And then also, I mean, this is the first time that they've swept y'all in the regular season. So did you get that impression from them too, that it mattered?
Yeah, for sure. It was a good atmosphere tonight. Especially like on set piece moments, the crowd was really engaged and they played to that advantage. I thought they really frustrated us with how much time they just took to delay the game. So, I think St. Clair took 45 seconds every time he had a goal kick, and they played the clock well in some of those moments. I thought we handled it well in the first half. We recognized the times to keep possession, when to go forward, and I thought we kind of had the upper hand after the first 45. But yeah, they knew what was on the line. We knew what was on the line. I think we'll see them again in postseason. And yeah, we always talk about trying to win the series, and we couldn't do that tonight. But I'm sure we're going to see them again, and I'll take Sounders every time in the postseason.
All right, we'll go to Felipe Makeda next. Felipe, go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. La pregunta es para Reed. Reed, en tu opinión, ¿qué fue lo que le sucedió al equipo de Seattle Sounders en este encuentro que no tuvo urgencia de anotar, sino hasta que se vio abajo en el marcador?
Pues, ¿podrías repetirlo otra vez, por favor?
Sí, en tu opinión, ¿qué fue lo que le faltó a Seattle Sounders para poderse meter al encuentro, para poder ganar el encuentro?
Pues no creo que fue nuestro estilo. Creo que, pues, sabemos que cuando jugamos contra Minnesota van a tener la pelota, y sí lo tuvimos, y creo que en la defensa creo que defendimos bien, solo tuvieron una oportunidad de un tiro de esquina, y normalmente cuando ves el partido en total, que esas oportunidades que tuvieron parece muy bien, y no parece que van a meter goles contra nosotros. Y ofensivamente tuvimos, que dijo antes, que muchas oportunidades, poquitos, donde hicimos centros y no pudimos encontrar los espacios para tener oportunidades mejores, pero no creo que faltábamos mucho, porque no tuvieron mucho en el ataque, y creo que solo faltaba el gol. En el final 21 minutos del partido tuvimos mucho, estábamos atacando siempre, y la distancia a un gol no fue grande. Entonces, sí.
Thank you, Felipe. If you'd like translation, reach out to us afterwards. We can provide it. Looks like we have time for two more here before moving on to Coach Schmetzer. A couple follow-ups. We'll go to Masvita next, and then Nico Moreno can close us out. Masvita, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, I'll go back to with a positive. Hey, Reed, what was working with you and Jesus in the first half there? And then also, Paul, if the follow-up to that would be what was working with you and Alex in the first half. So if you guys could talk about that, what was working there?
I think Jesus did a really good job of getting the ball in the pocket, and sometimes coming outside the line to receive from the Jackson Nuhu. I think he did a really good job, finding the moments to cut inside. He looked for the ball over the top to Saze or play in the opposite pocket, and then sometimes I was able to, in the first half, run along the line and get some get some crosses off. So I think there were moments where it worked well, and I think in the second half, I think I need to be a little bit better on getting my touches where I'm attacking more at Hlongwane instead of bringing it back or lost the ball a couple times. So I think if I can be a little bit more aggressive and decisive with my touches, I think that'll help also unlock Jesus as well. But I thought there were moments in the first half where we were able to combine and get some good crosses off, but we didn't. I think I will take some responsibility, or the responsibility. And then the second half, I wasn't able to get myself in those positions and get the same level of opportunities as in the first half.
All right, Nico Moreno, go ahead and close us out.
Just to Paul. Obviously, there's a midweek game, and how key is it that you could just turn the page and just focus on Puebla and the fact that you guys have a shot at moving forward in that competition?
Yeah. Thank you for that, Nico. I think it's critical. We're as soon as we hit the showers and after that the game's done. Obviously we'll learn a little bit from the film, but I don't know how much review we'll even do. I think it's going to be turn the page onto Puebla. Huge game midweek. The games are coming pretty fast, and thankfully we've had some great depth this year. Different guys have stepped up, and we're going to need that again on Wednesday. But it's going to be about getting the travel out of our legs as quickly as possible. Getting a couple good nights of sleep, because that probably won't happen tonight, as we're going to get home pretty late. But 4 days to get ready for a big one on Wednesday.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate your time. I will bring in Coach Spencer next. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the hand raise function. We'll get going.